Hi y'all, another Stephen King that I read this year was Stephen King's The Dead Zone. This was his 5th book that he wrote. I haven't read heaps of his earlier, I've read some. I've read Cujo, I haven't read The Shining, I haven't read Carrie. Look, there's lots that I haven't read. It's not quite as dense and as thick as some of his other big books, probably from that era, like The Stand or It, etc., which I haven't read those either. Gosh, I am a Stephen King fan, I swear. I just haven't read all of his. I started a bit later in life getting into him more fully. It's divided into 3 parts, so very episodic, like a number of King's novels, which isn't a bad thing. That's just often his style. And the first part is essentially what happens to Johnny. He's a young man, well, he's a teenager, isn't he? I think about 17 or something. When he was a kid, he had an accident on the ice and hit his head, and then when he's older, he also is involved in an automobile accident and is in a coma temporarily, and then awakes with a gift, and he's able to have insight through touch, usually, as to the history of someone's life, and also a bit of prophetic things about what may happen as well. So he has this gift which he is burdened with. He doesn't want to have it. It causes him a lot of problems and fame, etc., and that's explored in the first part. In the second part, he is called on by a detective and to find a particular serial killer, which is particularly interesting and exciting. The third part deals more so with this politician, this evil, manipulative, mongering politician who's rising among the ranks. I actually found the third part the least interesting. I didn't feel it was as exciting. I think the ending it was more character driven. It didn't quite have the big bang suspense stuff that I would have liked. I think it's about halfway through. Johnny Smith, when he has the gift, is no longer teaching. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. He's a teacher, and he's no longer teaching. No, he can't have been a teacher. When did he have the accident that landed him in the coma? I'm really sorry if I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure he's teaching just before he's in the coma. Damn it. Sorry about that. I think it goes through a few different stages of his young adulthood and teenagerhood, and when he's a kid in the first sort of 100 pages, so that's probably why I got a bit confused. Anyhow, later on in the book he starts tutoring this young boy who needs help with his language skills, and it is written so beautifully. Basically, Johnny's character helps a young lad with his stuttering and comes up with this philosophy, if you like, for him to trick his mind so that he doesn't stutter so much. And it's absolutely a lesson that we could all take on to things in our lives that we have trouble completing and adapt it to ourselves. But it's also a really heartwarming moment in the novel. I love how King can swerve the narrative into these unexpected places and focus on quiet moments as well, and the characterizations between his tutor and his pupil. The characterization of Johnny's also got this funny kind of Frank Capra feel. He's kind of this all-American guy, and he is so pure of spirit and noble in so many ways, really, and just kind of reminds you of some of those old films in the 40s and so forth. I wonder if that was his inspiration, King's inspiration. I'm not sure. But in that way, this is probably his least profane book, I would say. There's not a lot of swearing, there's not a lot of crass talk, there's not a lot of gore or anything like that, really, for the most part anyway. So it was quite refreshing on that front compared to some of his other novels from this era. Look, this book's got everything. It's got thrills, it's got drama, it's got romance. It's a good book and it's well written. Is it my favourite King? No, but I did enjoy it, so I'm giving it 3 stars out of 5. If you want to hear some of my other reviews of Stephen King's titles, you can click here, or if I don't know how to do that, which I probably don't, you can go to my save list and find other Stephen King titles. There's not a lot there, but there's a few, and hopefully I'll build up it this year. So a couple of my favourites, probably Misery and Dolores Claiborne. So if you haven't checked those out, I'd love it if you could. Thanks so much. See you later.